Tonight we're at the AFI Silver Theater in downtown Silver Spring, district that I represent, and we're here to screen a documentary called American Winter. And we're very excited because this documentary was first debuted on HBO middle of March, and I heard about it, and I called the producers, the Gantz brothers, and asked if we could show the film.
Thank you so much for coming to see this film in Silver Spring, Maryland, and I especially want to thank Councilwoman Valerie Ervin for making this possible.
We'll send you the film, but we have two conditions. One is that you do not charge admittance, and two, that you hold a community conversation about the issue of poverty in America.
6 years ago, the governor and I established 15 strategic goals. One of those is to end childhood hunger in Maryland by 2015. If we're going to build a better Maryland for more Marylanders, and I know that we are, then that has to start with making sure that no child in our state is hungry.
Even though many of you know, because you live this every single day, I am always really surprised at how little a lot of our residents in the county know about the issues of poverty and hunger, etc.
We don't see hunger, we don't see the true impact that it has on our kids, the way it depresses their academic achievement, the way it has a negative effect on their health, and really affects the whole trajectory of their life. So understanding that we have hungry children among us every day in every single community, and secondly, understanding that we have a local capacity to organize to truly end childhood hunger by connecting more kids to what are available, fully funded programs.
This film takes place in the winter of 2012 in Portland, Oregon, and it is a story of 4 families who fell on some hard times, but it's a story of so many families across the nation that if one person loses their job, then their house is in jeopardy, or if someone falls ill and they don't have health insurance, then their entire lives fall apart. And it's a story of how these families who have never had to call for assistance had to find their way through the nonprofit sector, the safety net, through government assistance for the very first time. And it's really a story of how these families triumph over their circumstances.
Here in Montgomery County, there is something known as a family self-sufficiency standard, which means that for a family of 4 to live here, taking into account the rent or mortgage, child care costs, utilities, transportation, and food, is around $85,000 a year. You wonder, how are families making ends meet? And that is why, with all of your help, we initiated the SNAP Challenge a few months ago in Montgomery County, and that is why we're also working with Ben Simon, who's here from the Food Recovery Network. We stole a great idea from you, Ben. And the County Council last week funded the first in the nation Food Recovery Network that will make sure that we collect food that is still usable food and distribute it to nonprofit providers that make sure that people who live in our community do not go hungry.
This film, American Winter, is just an outgrowth of a conversation that we started back in February on something we called Snap the Silence Against Poverty, where hundreds of Montgomery County residents took the challenge to live on $5 worth of food a day, which is similar to what people on food stamp benefits live on. And it was a very enlightening experience for myself and all the hundreds of my friends and residents of Montgomery County to sort of begin this conversation about why we should care. But more than that, it's about what we're going to do about it, what we as elected officials and policymakers can do, working with the business sector and the nonprofit sector. What can we all do to change this trajectory that we've been on since the Great Recession of 2007? And so we hope that this is enlightening to people. We hope that people don't leave here sad, but they leave here encouraged to do something about it.